So today we will be covering 2021 PSLE paper. So I'll be covering the math first, and then teacher Christina will be covering the science later. Yes, you can type in the chat. You can share with us. Are you new? Or
Sorry, I cannot see the chat.
yeah, you can open up the chat. Yeah. Have you all taken your dinner already? Okay, so this is actually webinar style. So we can't see y'all, so y'all can actually have your dinner. Okay, while listening to us.
Hello, Shalini. Wow, we have so many people joining us.
Yeah.
Okay, please get your friends, okay, parents or students to come in. Click a lot of good sign.
Yeah, we see many signs already.
Yeah, I cannot see your comments at all, you know. I can only see myself and teacher Shalini.
Yeah, I can't see the chat as well.
I can't see the chat. Usually can see one, you know.
Yeah, can't see.
So I also do not know what happened. But it's
But I
okay.
see many reactions, yeah.
Yeah, the reactions will actually spur us to do better, okay? Leave us a review. Thank you, thank you.
So for those who are new, this is actually a webinar style, okay? So yeah, we can't see y'all, okay?
I see comments also.
Yeah, can't see.
Okay, I see somebody raising hand. Okay, you can raise hand to say hi to us because we cannot see your comments. Jamie,
Yeah, we can't see.
you can
how
see?
come?
Jamie can see or not? The
Are we
chats?
able to like?
Yeah, because really can.
Yeah, anyone want to say something? Can you say hi so we know whether the chat is like working? Because we can't see anything. Okay.
Setting because I really cannot see it. Yes. Jermaine, you can see. If you can see, maybe you let us know how we can assist if let's say there's any question whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we cannot see any comment. Huh? Oh,
Oh, nobody. Don't be shy. Can you say something so we know that the chat is working? You can say hi.
okay. There are more than 100 people here, so I'm sure all of you can say something because we cannot see any hi. We can only see. Or is there something settings that we need to do?
Maybe you can tell us if you have taken your dinner or hi or something.
Yes, I see 11 participants raise hand. Raise hand to say hello to us.
Don't be shy, okay?
Okay.
You're raising hands to tell us that you all have chat with us, is it? Oh.
So I also can check with okay, hi.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Okay,
hello.
I know already.
Chat disabled.
Okay, because I put under hold attendees can chat with us. Because
Thank you.
No one. Thank you. Hello, we can see you. What's so high now? Hello. First time
hello.
like that.
Okay, great. Yeah, you have eaten. Good. Okay, we see a lot of hello. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay.
Hello, Darren.
Okay, prepare some papers, okay? So we will do some questions together. You all can write on the paper. Prepare your phones as well to take pictures, okay?
You're BlueTree student. Hello, I'm teacher Christina from Tampines, and Shirley is from Coronation.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So just to let you all know, this one is a live webinar, so there won't be any replay. We cannot also go back to the previous questions. So please, if you find that maybe taking down notes whatsoever may slow you down, maybe you can use your handphone to take photos.
Yeah, take a photo.
So if let's say they have any inquiries, please just text us, okay? Or you can actually call or text our sales line. Okay, so they can just let us know. Anything that we can help to assist, we'll answer you. Okay, yes. So shall we start now?
Yes. Okay. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Can see my screen? Christina can see, right?
Yeah, but
okay,
can see.
Okay, so I'll start now, all right? Okay, so just a little introduction. Okay, I'm teacher Shalene. So I'm the head of math for primary. I've been teaching math for about 10 years, okay? And I strongly believe that each child is unique. and have something special, okay? So it can be in terms of academic, it can be your sports, your music, some of you like to dance, okay? So you all have your own gifts, okay? Just take the time to go and discover what they are, all right? Okay, so now, anyone here, just a show of hands, you are very familiar with our BlueTree solve technique for math, because I'm going through the math part first, okay? So anybody can show me? Okay, I see some reaction button. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so for the BlueTree solve technique, what is it all about? Okay, so imagine when you're solving your math question, you are a detective, okay? And you want to solve the mystery, all right? So what's the first step that you should do if you are the detective? You search for clues, right? Okay, so we always tell our students to read and write. So what is read and write? Read and write means, you know, the math question usually is very long, right? A few sentences. So read and write means that you read sentence by sentence. And as you are reading, you actually write something down. It can be in the form of a model. It can be in the form of a table. It can be in the form of the tic-tac-toe table, depending on what the question is asking. Okay, so after that, we'll move on to step number 2. Okay, step number 2 is to obtain evidence. So for example, we know that, 4 units, the total of A and B is 20. So from the model, you know that 4 units is 20. So after you have obtained this evidence, we will then move on to step number 3, which is locate the key. So you must be wondering, right? I'm solving mystery, why I need to locate the key, right? So you need this key to solve the correct mystery. You need to open the correct door, right? So we'll then find out what 1 unit is. So you realize whenever you are solving math questions, most of the time you want to find out what 1 unit is, right? So 1 unit will be 5, but you do not stop here because 1 unit is not your final answer. It may or may not be, depending on the question. So again, we have to read the question again to solve the mystery. What is the question asking you to find? Are they asking you to find for A? If they're asking you to find for A, based on your model, A is 1 unit, so A is 5. If they're asking you to find for B, B is 3 units, right, based on your model, so B will be 15. Okay, so always read the math question again to answer the question so that you do not make any careless mistakes. You didn't answer the question, you didn't get the full marks. All right, okay, so now, this is actually the tic-tac-toe table. Some of you all call this the start, change, end table. Some call this the before, change, after. It's actually the same thing. Okay, so we actually use this at BlueTree to solve questions like quantity times value, 2-case scenario, fractions, ratio, percentage, and all the different kinds of heuristics. Okay, so I am sure you have seen some of these before, right? Very familiar with all these terms. Okay, so these are the different heuristics. So this is actually the PSLE topics, okay? So from P4, P5, and P6. So parents, if you want, you can take a quick picture of this. Okay, these are the topics that will be covered for PSLE. All right, so the next slide, the next 2 slides rather, I'll be going in depth on the analysis of the question and how many percent will we make up roughly the PSLE paper for the past 3 years. So we actually did an analysis about it. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. So this one you can also take a quick picture of this. Okay, so let's take a look at this table. You actually see P4, P5, and P6, right? So the ticks actually determines the difficulty level. So as you progress from P4 to P6, of course, the questions get harder. So that's why there are more ticks. Okay, so it's harder. So if you take a look at the highlighted portion, right, you will actually see numbers, measurements, ratio, and percentage. They're all highlighted. And if you add up the numbers, it actually makes up about 65% of the entire paper. So this is a very huge percentage of your PSLE paper. And we call this the FRP, which is your fractions, ratio, and percentage question. So you will always hear the teacher saying, FRP is very important. Why? Because it makes up about 65% of your paper. That's more than half of your paper. Okay, so when you are revising, you will know, which one should I pay more attention to? Or if you're weak in FRP, then you need to focus more on FRP. Okay, so the next slide will be a more in-depth analysis of the past 3 years PSLE paper from 2020 to 2022. So if you take a look at these, I have actually placed them in different colors, so it's easier to see. You see the one in blue, that's actually the 2020 analysis. So whole numbers, measurements, and ratio and percentage, the one in the red boxes, if you add up the values, right, it adds up to 58 marks. Okay, so that means it's 58 out of 100. Okay. If you see 2021, the one in pink, is 26, 23, and 13. You add them up, it's 60 marks. And then for last year's paper, 23, 19, 18, you add them up, that's 60 marks. So you see, on an average, about 60% of your PSLE paper will be your FRP questions, okay? So on top of that, right, if you zoom in a little, okay, I show you the next slide. If you can see this green color box here, right? This is actually your geometry, your angles question, right? On an average, 17, 23 is about 20 marks, okay? So 20 marks is also quite a high percentage, I would say, because 60 marks is already your FRP, right? Then another 20 is your geometry, so that makes up 80 marks already. Okay, so 80 out of 100 is covered already. So the other 20% will be your other topics. Okay, so again, take a picture of this. I think this will be very useful for you when you're revising. You have so many different subjects, right? So many chapters, so many topics, but so little time, correct? So we want to maximize it. Make sure that you are focusing on the correct topic, using the right amount of time. Okay, so just take a quick picture of this, and then I'll move on to the next slide already, okay? Okay, so I'll move on. Okay, so I will go through 4 questions, and then Teacher Christina will go through another 4 questions on science. All right, so let's take a look at the first question. So this is paper 1, question 12. So the topic for the concept for this question is actually your gaps and intervals and your patterns. So if you take a look at this question, Bala uses 44 tags to pin his drawings side by side onto a board as shown. How many drawings did he pin all together? So if you were to take a look at the text, okay, they actually labeled it text. For the first drawing, you'll realize that there are actually 4 tags for the first drawing, right? Okay, so now every subsequent drawing, there's actually 2 tags. Can y'all see? So the first drawing, can y'all see my cursor? There are 4 tags here. And then every subsequent drawing, you will add on 2 tags and 2 tags and so on. Okay, so the first thing we will do, we will take the total of 44. We will subtract the first drawing, which is 4 tags, and that will give us 40 tags left. And then now we know that every subsequent drawing we will have 2, 2, 2. So now we are trying to find out how many drawings are there after the first drawing. So we will take 40 divided by 2, and that will give us 20 drawings. So the question is asking us how many drawings did he pin all together. So do you all think 20 is the final answer or not? Do you want to type in the chat? Anyone? No. Wow, very good. A lot of you say no. Wow, good job, everybody. Okay, I see. Good. Okay, so the answer is not 20. Why? Because do not forget there's the first drawing. Okay, so we have to take 20 plus 21. Okay, good job, everybody. Good job. Okay, so if you need, you can take a picture of this. Then I'll move on to the next question already. Okay, if you're copying, then you just finish up copying. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question will be on angles. So just let me go through this quickly. So angles referencing is very important. So remember to make sure that you have your angles referencing. Rename your angles, write your step clearly, and always indicate your degree symbol. Okay, degrees is actually your units, so you need to ensure that you have written down your units, okay? If not, marks will be deducted. Okay, so this is just an example of a student's work. Okay, there's no referencing. Okay, so remember to write angles referencing and your degrees. Okay, so this is a paper 2 question, question 7. So let's start off with the properties first. Let's not solve the question first, okay? So they say that ABCD is a rhombus. So as you can see, there's a rhombus there in red, okay? And you have EFG is an equilateral triangle, okay? The one in green. And then you have a straight line, DGH, okay? And they're asking you to find angle Y, right? So let's recap, okay? Whenever you see an angles question, always recap on the properties of the shapes that are given to you. They gave you a rhombus, they gave you an equilateral triangle. So rhombus, you know that is actually a slanted square, right? So all the sides are equal. There are 2 pairs of parallel lines, okay? And opposite angles are equal. The sum of interior angles adds up to 360 degrees, okay? And the diagonals cuts the angles into half. So these are the properties of rhombus that you must be very familiar with, okay? And then we move on to equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle means all the sides are equal, right? That's why it's called equilateral, equal, right? Okay, so all the sides are equal, all the angles are congruent, and the figure has 3 lines of symmetry. So after you recap what the properties are, then solving the question will be a lot easier. Okay, so let's take a look at how to solve this question. So let's focus on the equilateral triangle first. So whenever there's an equilateral triangle, let's read and write. Let's write down all the angles. We know that each side will be 60 degrees. Okay. So now, we know that there's a rhombus there, and since they have given us angle ABC here to be 102, right? We will know that opposite angles are the same. So this is actually a property of rhombus. That's why angle ADC is also 102. Okay, so I'm actually using the properties of the shapes now. All right, so now let's move on. So I actually put the X there, okay, so that it makes referencing easier. So if you see angle GDX, okay, can you see that it's actually angles at a point? Angles at a point adds up to 360 degrees, all right? So we will take 360 minus 102 minus 155, okay, and that will give us 103, all right? So now let's move on. What other angles can we find? Okay, we are trying to find for angle Y now, okay, so we are going towards Y already. So if you take a look at this angle here, because the question says that there's a straight line, so I'm going to use this property to solve the question. I've already used rhombus, I've already used equilateral triangle. Now I'm going to use the straight line property, right? So do you all remember angles on a straight line adds up to how many degrees? 180 degrees, right? So since you have a straight line here, you will take 180 minus 24 minus 60. And that will give you 180 minus 60 minus 96, that will give you 24 degrees. Okay, so we have found this angle here. So anybody wants to help me? Which other angles do you all think you can find? We are very, very close to Y already. Just a few more steps. Do you all want to type in the chat? Okay, thank you very much. DXG, very good job. Okay, so you can find this angle here by finding sum of angles in a triangle, right? It adds up to 180 degrees. So you take 180 minus 103 minus 24, and that will give you 53 degrees. Okay. And if you notice here, can you see that there's an X here? So this means that there's a vertically opposite angle. Okay. This is also 53. And now I'm sure you can find out what the last step is already, right? To find angle Y, can you see that there's a small triangle here? Again, sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So we take 180 minus 60 minus 53, and that will give you 67 degrees. Okay, so you realize I have written down my angles referencing. I've written down my degrees. So do remember to do that as well, okay, when you're solving angles questions. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question now. Okay, so now the next question is a paper 2 question on percentage. All right, so there's 2 parts to this question. So I'll show the first part first. So Xingyi bought 2 fans of the same model at the sale. She paid $127.50 for them. What was the price of a fan before discount? Okay, since the question says that the fan are of the same model, so definitely you will know that they will have the same price before the discount because they are the same model, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this picture here. You know that the first fan there's a 55% discount for the first fan, and when you buy the second fan, you have a 70% discount. So let's find out how much do you have to pay for the first fan. The original price is always 100%, right? So if we minus away the 55% discount, we only have to pay 45% of the original price of the fan for the first fan. Okay? So now let's take a look at the second fan. Since there's a 70% discount, we only have to pay 30% of the original price, right? By taking 100% minus 70%. So what are we going to do now? The question gave us the total amount of money that Xingyi paid, which is $127.50. And we know that the first fan is 45% and the second fan is 30%. So we can actually add them up. 45% plus 30% is 75%. And this 75% of the original price is actually $127.50. So now we can actually solve part A. They're asking us to find the price of a fan before discount. So before discount means original price, which is 100%. So you can find out 100%, and that will give you $170. Okay, so this is actually your part A answer. So now let's move on to part B. They're asking us, Nick also bought 2 such fans at the price before discount. How much more did Nick pay than Xingyi? So Nick is paying for 2 of the fans before discount. And part A, we have already found the price of the fan before discount, and that's $170, right? But that's only the price of 1 fan. So we have to multiply by 2 to find the amount of money that Nick have paid, which is $340, right? But that's not all. Let's read the question again. They're asking us how much more did Nick pay than Xingyi. So basically you're finding the difference, right? So we just have to subtract. Xingyi paid $127.50. So we will take $340 minus $127.50. That will give us $212.50. So that's your answer for part B. All right. Okay, thank you for sending me the answers in the chat. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. Okay, so this is a FRP question, okay? So just now I was sharing so much about FRP, right? So let's take a look at how a FRP question looks like. So the number of boys and girls taking part in a quiz are in the ratio of 7:4. These students are put into 2 groups. 30% of the boys and 60% of the girls are in group P, and the rest of the students are in group Q. So what is the ratio of the number of students in P to Q? And give your answer in the simplest form. Okay, whenever you see a question that has a percentage in it, I will always ask my students to change the percentage to a fraction, so that's easier to work with. Okay, so 30% is 3/10, 60% is 3/5. So now let's take a look at the first sentence. Boys is to girls is 7:4. So let's use the read and write. We write it down, 7:4. Okay, the ratio. And since 30% of them are boys, let's take a look at the boys. The boys is 7 units. And if you take 30% of 7 units, you will have a decimal. Okay, I do not like to work with decimal, so I'll actually multiply my ratio by 10, okay, so that I do not have decimals. So that will give me 70:40 for the ratio. And after I've done so, I will then find the number of boys, which is, sorry, the total number of units is 70 plus 40, right? That is 110. Okay, and then I will use this to find the number of boys. Okay, so 3/10 times 70 for the boys, that will give you 21 units. And the girls is actually 60% of the girls, right? And since you know that 60% is 3/5, so that will just be 3/5 of 40 units, because there are 40 units for the girls, and that will give you 24 units. All right, so we do not want to work with decimals, okay? I mean, you can work with decimals if you're familiar with it. If you do not like decimals, you can always multiply by 10. So now, part A, they're asking you to find for the ratio of students in P to Q. Can we first find how many students are there in group P first? So boys plus girls. So we will take 21 plus 24. That will give us 45 units. And since the total number of units is 110, and the question says that the rest of the students are in Q, 45 units are in P, so how many are there in Q? So you will take 110 units minus 45 units. That will give you 65 units in Q. But this is not your final answer, because they want it in terms of ratio. So be careful when you're writing down ratio. Always write the title down first, the header, which is P is to Q, so you don't get it the other way around. So P is 45, Q is 65. Remember to simplify it, okay? And then you will have 9:13. Okay, so this is your part A answer. All right. Okay, so do you all have any questions for this? Is it all okay? Yes, as long as you do not have a decimal, it's okay. I multiply by 10 so that everything will be a number that's easier to calculate. Okay? Okay, let's move on to part B now. Okay, so now part B is asking you the number of boys in P is fewer than 70. What is the largest possible total number of students taking part in the quiz? Okay, so since the number of boys in P is 21 units, right, which is what we found previously, right, you know that the number of boys must be a multiple of 21, because 21 units is a ratio, right? So it definitely has to be a multiple of 21. But the question says that the boys is fewer than 70. So you cannot go past 70, right? So if you list out the multiples of 21, anybody wants to try, what do you think will be the closest number for the boys? You can't be more than 70. Okay. Yes, very good. Esther, anyone else wants to try? What is a multiple of 21 that is not over 70? Yes, Amanda, thank you. Okay, thank you, everybody. Yep. Okay. So it's actually 63 because if you take 21 times 2, it's only 42. You can go on one more time, which is 63. Okay, so we can't go above 63 because if you plus 21 again, then it will be more than 70 already. Okay, so therefore, the largest possible number of boys, right, can only be 63 because it has to be a multiple of 21 and it cannot be more than 70. Okay, so you know that 21 units is 63, 1 unit will be 3, all right? And then now, to find, remember earlier we have found the total number of units, boys plus girls is 70 plus 40, right, which is 110. So how do you find the largest possible total number of students taking part in the quiz? You just have to take 110 times 3 because there's 110 units and that will give you 330. Yes, correct, Valerie. Okay, you can't use 42 for the multiples because you have to go up to 63 because that's the closest number that's lesser than 70. Okay. Okay, so do take a picture. Do you have any other questions? If not, then I'll pass it on to Teacher Christina for the science portion already. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Teacher Charlene. So are you ready for the science portion? Yes. Can I have more reactions, please? More icons, please? Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Okay, now. Okay. Share screen again. Sorry, let me check my slides again.
Thank you for all the reactions, everybody. Okay, we will just wait for a short while, okay? I hope you have learned something from the math slides.
Okay, can you see my screen? Charlene, can you see my screen?
No, I can't see your screen.
I cannot see my screen. Can you see now? No?
No, I can't see your screen. You try to stop share and then you share again. Well, thank you everybody for all your reactions. So encouraging. Okay, we just wait for a while, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Juliana. Okay, we wait for a short while, okay?
Can you see my screen?
Cannot.
Yeah, not.
Or you want to send to me your slides? Then I...
For the technical error. Too excited. Okay, I'll give you a while.
Thank you, Agnes.
Oh, I'll send it to teacher Shirley.
Yeah, just send it to me.
She will
then
tell me
I'll
to click.
Yeah.
Then I'll just talk.
Okay. So parents, you can, and students, you can have your dinner, okay? Remember, we can't see you all. So yeah, please eat and do your work. Okay.
Okay, Shirley, I sent to you already.
Okay, yeah, I received it. Yeah. Okay, can let me share.
Thank you. Hi, Luella. I saw
Welcome.
you.
Can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay,
So
great.
I
Then
think
I'll
you need
start.
to maximize. Okay. So hello everybody, I'm teacher Christina. So a little bit about myself. So I'm major in banking, more than 15 years of teaching experience. So for those who have been with me, my students, so if you follow me throughout, definitely there will be an improvement in your grades. Okay? Yeah. So let's move on. Okay, so the next slides, right, you can actually see all my students of different levels. Okay, so can you see yourself? Some of you, my students, can you spot it? Okay, now let's move on to the next slides. Are you ready? Okay, now, so just a brief introduction on what is the BlueTree signature. So we actually use the ABC techniques. What are the ABC techniques, right? So for A, right, we actually answer with a choice. B, back with evidence. When we say back with evidence, right, we get the answers from the data, the graph, the question itself to find the answer. And for C, right, you confirm concepts. Okay, so with this, right, definitely, right, you'll be able to score, especially for open-ended part. Okay, so now let's move on to the next slide, which is the PSLE 2021 question. This is question 12. Now, Jin Xuan placed a plant under the sun for 2 hours. She wrapped one leaf in a clear plastic bag as shown. Which graph represents the amount of oxygen in the bag during the 2 hours? Now, anyone knows what is the topic about? Anyone? Okay. Ready? On plants? Plants a bit general. Yes, it's on photosynthesis. Okay. So now the topic, right? Okay, will be on photosynthesis energy in food. Now, remember to analyze and then to annotate. Okay, so teacher Shirley will click. So now we will actually, this the underlying part is actually the annotate part. Okay, so place a plant under the sun for 2 hours, clear plastic bag. Okay, so now the amount of oxygen in the bag, all these are the keywords. Now, this will tell you what are the things required. Okay, so you can see this is actually the clear plastic bag over here. Okay, then next, now we'll have this concept check. Do you still remember the equation for photosynthesis? Now for photosynthesis, right, what do they need? They need water, carbon dioxide, of course, with sunlight and chlorophyll, right? They'll give you sugar and oxygen. Okay. Now, so you see, as the plastic bag is clear, that means it's transparent, light can pass through. So the plant can receive light and make food. So therefore, there will be more oxygen produced. Now, so based on the answers 1, 2, 3, 4, can anybody tell me what is the answer then? Which graph will shows you that the amount of oxygen? Some say 3, some say 2. Okay, and the answer is ta-da, 3. So do you get it correct? Yes, yeah, most of you actually get it correct. Now, the level of the oxygen, right, the amount of oxygen should increase, okay? Okay, next, let's move on to PSLE question 2021, question 24. Now, Eric has 2 cups A and B made of material P. He poured an equal amount of hot water into each cup. Cup A was too hot to hold, but he can hold cup B easily as shown. Okay, now, so before that, right, of course, this one I already showed you that you have to identify the topic. It is on heat. Okay, now, so the question is that which of the following best explains why Eric can hold cup B easily but not cup A? Okay, so you see the annotate part, all these are the keywords to actually guide you, okay, to find out the answers. Okay, so if you take a look at the highlighted part, Okay, now concept check. Remember, both cups are made of the same material P. So both will conduct same conductor of heat. Okay, and also remember this, heat will traverse from a hotter region or hotter object to a cooler object. Now, so if you take a look at this question here, right, which statement best explains why Eric can hold cup B easily but not cup A? Okay, so this is the key thing. Now, if you notice cup A, no handle. Cup B with handle. Okay, so if teacher Shirley, if you click further, okay, now remember for cup B, right? Heat will travel from cup B to the handle, then to Eric's hand. Okay, if you take a look at cup A, the heat will travel from cup A to Eric's hand. So if you take a look at the 4 options, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Wow, some of you have actually answered. Okay, some say 4, some say 3. Okay. Now, of course, nobody say 1 and 2 so far. Okay, now the answer is 3. Why? Now, okay, why isn't it the answer 4? Cup A is a good conductor of heat, but the handle of cup B is not. Now, the thing is that, you see, they actually tell you that it is made of material P, the 2 cups. So basically, the whole material, right, the whole cups are made of the same material. So the answer should be 3. Distance from heat source is further in cup B. That means to say for cup B, if you take a look, right, okay, the heat will travel from this cup, then they will have to travel to the handle, then to Eric's hand. That's why Eric can hold cup B easily. Okay, cup A was too hot to hold already because the heat will transfer directly to Eric's hand. Okay, so that's why the answer is 3. Yes? Okay, some of you ask me, why can't the answer be 4? Now, the thing is that cup A and cup B, right, they are made of the same material P. The whole thing. The question didn't tell you that the handle is made out of different materials. So the whole cup A and B, they are made of the same material. So a lot of students, they actually have this misconception that, oh, is it because the handle is made out of different material? No, it is the same. Yes? Okay? Yes. The handle is also made out of material P. Because the question, they tell you that Eric has 2 cups, A and B, made of material P. Yeah? Okay? So are you ready? Okay, so for the next question, I will be doing on open-ended. Yes, so this is PSLE 2021 question 31. Now, this one, David ate a bowl of rice. Rice is digested into sugar. After 3 hours, right, the doctor measured the amount of sugar in different parts of the small intestine. Now, the chart shows the amount of sugar at various parts of the small intestine. So before you do that, would you be able to identify what is the topic? Anybody? Okay, so it's restated here. The topic is on digestive system. Okay, if you take a look, right, over here on the left-hand side, okay, now the keyword here is rice is digested into sugar. And this table shows the amount of sugar. Okay, so now if you take a look at this on the left-hand side, right, there are Q, R, and S. A lot of students have this misconception. They will think that Q, R, and S belongs to different parts of the body. No, because in this question itself, they tell you that it is in they are different parts of the small intestine, meaning to say they are all belong to the small intestine. So for part A, the amount of sugar increased between Q and R. So you need to explain why. So you can see there's an increase from here to here. Okay, so you need to compare. Yes. So now the thing is that concept check. Do you all know where does digestion occurs? So occurs in the mouth, the stomach, and the small intestine. So how should you answer for this part A? Now, what you need to tell is that there will be more digestive juices in contact with the rice, increasing the rate of digestion. Hence, the amount of sugar increase. So if by noticing this, the way I answer, right, it actually answers the B and the C part. Back with evidence, and then C confirm concept. Okay? Okay, so I have to clear it. Okay, so next one. Okay, let's move on to B. Now, so same thing also. Now B, the amount of sugar decreased between R and S. So you need to explain why. So same thing also, this is still on digestive. This whole question is on digestive system. Okay, so now the thing is that with the keywords here, okay, which is the same thing. We are still doing on the small intestine because Q, R, and S, they are still on the small intestine. Now, B, amount of sugar decrease between R and S. So if you see here, R and S, this part here, it decreased. So you need to explain why. So now, for this part here, you have to mention that between R and S, right, digested food will be transported to all parts of the body through the blood. Or you can say that digested food will be absorbed by the bloodstream. Hence, the amount of sugar decreased between R and S. Okay? So this is necessary in order to get a full 1 mark. So some you say, do we need to write so much? It is not much, but to actually make your answers more complete. So this is how you should answer it. Okay? So far, okay? Any questions? Okay. Somebody asked, there will be more digestion happening at R than S. Okay, yes, because at R, right, there will be more digestive juices in contact with the rice. So during this part there, okay, this is for part C. So just now the earlier question, right, there will be an increased rate of digestion. Can we talk about the amount of digestive juices for B? Digestive juices can for B, okay? But what about the digestive juices? We are mentioning about R to S, this portion here. Okay, so of course, the thing is that you see, as the food is passed through, right, the digested food will be absorbed by the bloodstream. Hence, the amount of sugar decreased between R and S. So if you notice at various points Q, R, and S, definitely there is digestive juices. Okay, so let's move on to part C. Okay, now, so part C, right, they ask you that undigested food enters an organ after leaving the small intestine. Name this organ and state its main function. So what are the key words for this question? Okay, Teacher Shirley, can you help me to click? Okay, so this is still the same. So the question, keywords that they ask you is the undigested food. Okay, so now the thing is that name the organ, okay, and state its main function. So what should the organ be? Okay, some of you say, okay, I see some answers. Any more other answers? Very good. Some of you get it correct. Well done. Large intestine. Yes. Okay, but why is it large intestine? Now remember, water is absorbed from the undigested food. Now, there is a very common misconception about this one, okay? Now, the common misconception is that a lot of students, they will put large intestine absorbs water from undigested food. No, okay? Water is absorbed from the undigested food. So remember this. Yes? Very good. Some of you, I saw your answers. Perfect. Okay, next, let's move on to PSLE 2021 question 37. Okay, now this one. Terence drilled a small hole at the bottom of a pail and hung it above a plate. He filled the pail with water and let the water drip from the hole onto the plate as shown. Okay, now a sound sensor recorded the sound made by the water droplets. So if you take a look, right, at this diagram here, now you must understand what does this diagram means. Okay, and then the results are as shown. Okay, now, so A, the question is that state the number of water droplets that fell on the plate in the first 30 seconds. Now, a lot of students, right, they do not understand what is this graph about. Okay, so this one actually will be the sound level. Okay, then the thing is that first 30 seconds. So when I box this one, right, you only need to see what happens for the first 30 seconds and you see the 3 circle part. Okay, so what is the number of water droplets that fell on the plate? The answer will be, what do you think? 3. Now, this one is an indirect way of asking energy conversion question. Now, the one that I actually put in a bracket, right? Water droplets that fell on the plate will cause a sound. Yeah, some of you put, yeah, the pop, pop, pop sound, right? So there will be 3 water droplets. But exam, you only need to state the number. You do not need to state the one that is in bracket because this one is for me to tell you, you know, like the way how I get number 3. Okay? Now, Any other questions so far? Oh. Okay. No question? Then let's move on to part B. Okay, now, so for part B, the question is that suggest why the sound level is not 0 between 10 seconds and 15 seconds. Now, if you take a look, right, okay, I actually identify where's the 10 to 15 second. You see the circle part? And you notice it starts at 5. It's not 0. Why? So they ask you to suggest why the sound level is not 0. Okay, anybody can tell me now? Why the sound level is not 0? There are other surrounding sound. The water is still moving a little to cause some sound from the surrounding. There's surrounding sound. Okay, some of you are very close. Okay, but of course to write properly, right? Okay, so what should we write? The sound level could be due to the noise from the surrounding. Yes. Okay. So that's the why, because they never tell you that this experiment is actually conducted in a quiet room or in a maybe closed enclosure place or whatsoever. So the sound could be due to the noise from the surrounding. Very good, some of you. Okay, now let's move on to part C. Now, same question, but part C, they ask you, using the same apparatus, suggest 2 changes to increase the maximum sound level recorded by the sound sensor. Now, the keyword is using the same apparatus. Now, the recent trend is that they will ask you using the same apparatus, meaning to say you cannot change anything to it. Suggest 2 changes to increase the maximum sound level. So how do you actually make the sound become louder? Okay, anybody has any other answers? Put more holes. Put more holes. What else? Any other answers? Because they say 2 changes. What? Hang the pail higher, move the sensor closer, increase the size of the hole, make a bigger hole, make the surrounding noise lower. Surrounding, you cannot actually change anything. Okay. Now, so for this one, right? Okay, what's the answer? Firstly, you can, okay, one of the change, right, is hang the pail at a higher height. Why? Okay, now when you hang it at a higher height, there will be greater potential energy. This will actually be converted to kinetic. So while the water droplet is dripping, right, once it reaches the plate, you will have the sound energy. So this will actually increase the maximum sound. Secondly, place the sound sensor nearer to the plate. Okay? Yes? Is the potential energy GPE? Yes. Okay, just to let all of you know, right, during exam itself, right, for PSLE, you can write potential energy. Okay, not necessary to write in full gravitational potential energy. Yes? Okay, so far all good? Yes, potential energy will do. Okay, so any other thing? Now, so this is the end of the 4 questions. So I've covered 2 MCQs and I've done 2 open-ended. Okay. Will spelling error deduct marks? No, if it is a minor spelling error. But if your error, the word is so abstract that the examiner cannot understand, of course, it will not be marked correctly. Okay? Can? Will do? Okay, come. Let's move on to a new slide. Okay, now, so the thing is that we'll be actually having this PSLE masterclass. Now, some will be asking, what is this masterclass? We have this math and science, okay? Now, we actually have round 1, but it's fully booked. So due to the overwhelming response, right, we will be opening up the batch 2. Now, how do you remember? We have science, okay, Thursday, 4th May, and then 5th May, okay? So science will be at 7:30 to 8:30, then math will be at 7:30 to 8:30. So one is on Thursday, one is on Friday. So basically, right, PSLE masterclass, right, meaning to say that Teacher Joe and Teacher Faith, they will actually be going through the PSLE 2021 questions. Of course, it will not be the same question as what I've done earlier on. It will be definitely more questions, more challenging ones. Okay? Now, so the difference, what is the difference between this webinar and then this PSLE masterclass? Now, so for this webinar, right, there's less question. We only cover 4. Okay, so the questions are not the very challenging ones because we want to let everybody understand how to actually go about to answer. It's webinar style. So the thing is that your child will not be able to ask any question. So it's more touch and go, okay? But for PSLE masterclass, right, it is more challenging questions being covered. It's a classroom style. That means to say if your child has any question pertaining to PSLE 2021 questions, right, your child can ask the teacher the questions. So there's interaction. And very, very, very importantly is that it is in depth with relevant strategies and answer technique. Because a lot of students, right, they lack in answering technique. So they are not able to answer. They can tell you the answer, but they cannot write. Okay. Now, so for masterclass, for the high ability people, does it benefit the low ability? Okay. Let me tell you this, masterclass, right, benefit everybody. Why? Because everybody needs to take the PSLE, right? Correct or not? Right? So
Yeah, and we'll be going through the PSLE questions. So for math, we'll be going through more of the visual questions. So yeah,
more okay, for science, it will be more on the experimental technique, you know, that kind of questions itself, because sometimes students find too abstract to understand. So this is what they will be covered during the PSLE masterclass. Okay, for math, yes, as well. 2021 question, but it will not be the same questions that what we have done for.
Yeah, and we will pick up different questions from different PSLE paper. Yeah, so it's visual questions, and then so if you like this webinar style, it's very similar to the masterclass, just like what teacher Christina shared, right? The masterclass will be more in depth, going through more difficult questions, more questions there. If you have attended online classes with us, students and teachers can interact. Yeah, so you'll be a very beneficial one. That's why the first masterclass is also like now it's the
correct, it's full. Already. So that's why we decided to open up the second round.
Right.
Okay. Yes. So the thing is that if your child has any question, you can definitely ask our teacher Joe and teacher Faith. They'll be more than willing and more than happy to actually answer you. Yes.
It's just like a classroom setting, right? You can ask questions.
Can you open up another? Yes, we are opening up another round. So, okay, batch 1 and batch 2, right, is the same, okay? But it's basically they're all online classes, okay? So,
yes,
no matter which part of Singapore that you live in, you stay in, you can attend this as long as you're available on 4th of May, 5th of May, 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, can provide the detail, of course.
Yes, and definitely it will help for PSLE because this is about PSLE. You'll be going through PSLE questions, okay?
Is very targeted on PSLE questions. Yes. Okay, if you see the next slide now, how much is the cost? We have a promotion right now. Okay, now if you take per module, right, that means let's say for example, you take science only is 43.20. But if you take both science and math, right, it's only 64.80. Okay, so there's a discount of 21.60. Okay, what is the timing? The timing is 7:30 to 8:30. Is it suitable for P5 or should P5 attend next year? Okay, we will actually strongly encourage current P6 students to actually join this class. Okay, then the thing is that P5 wise, maybe certain topics may not be taught because some topics will be taught in P6, you see. Yeah, but don't worry, if you're interested, right, please leave down your name, your contact. Next year, I'll get my sales team to contact you. Then you can join our masterclass. Yes? Okay. Now, if let's say you have others inquiries, right, please call or WhatsApp at 96160312. So pertaining to the fees, the promotion, and please remember this is on a first come first serve basis. So I think after this second round, we will not be opening up another third round already. And there is a limited slot. All these are online. Okay, and this one is really first come first serve basis. Yes, so please scan the QR code.
Yeah, so Jacqueline, for the masterclass, we are going through PSLE paper questions, whereas for PSLE prep course is BlueTree questions that are more challenging. So this is mainly on PSLE questions. Yeah, so it's a masterclass is an additional class for PSLE. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. So anything that we can help you with? The details of the classes are as shown. If you're available, please join us.
This is online class. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely online. So no matter where you stay, north, south, east, west, you can join our class. Yes. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, can cover how many questions in 1 hour? Okay. Now the thing is that sometimes may overrun 1 hour. So, we do prepare. But the thing is that, you know, we cannot completely say, oh, we will cover how many questions, but definitely it will be very challenging questions that most students make mistake in. Okay, will there be overlap with PPC question?
Oh,
No overlapping.
No overlap. Yeah.
Don't do overlapping questions.
Yeah.
Now. So your child will get to expose all the different kinds of
Different, all the
questions.
different kind of questions. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Amanda, for your heart shape. Okay, so remember our magical number 96160312.
So there are
Okay.
only 35 students max per class, so please join us quick, okay? Because there's a cap to the number of students per class as well.
Correct. So imagine there are so many. Our first round is already full already.
Yes.
Okay. So even if let's say you are not joining PSLE Masterclass, you have inquiries pertaining to our BlueTree program, please give us a call or WhatsApp us at 96160312. Yes, it's the same
Yes.
masterclass.
Yes, Melissa, is an online class. This is an online class.
Okay. So any more questions? Is there any more questions from anyone, parents? Oh, I see a lot of heart shape.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, okay, if you sign up for the first masterclass, right, please do not sign up for the second one, okay? Because it's the same thing,
yeah.
it's repeated. It's just that because our first module or our first round is really full, we cannot add it anymore.
Because there are only a max of 35 students. That's why we're opening up a second class.
Correct. So that's why the second batch is the same content as the first batch. Yes. So you do not need to actually sign up for 2 rounds. No need, no need.
This
Okay.
one, yeah.
For the filter by item, which option do we choose? Okay, Juliana, if you have any problem while booking, right, then you can actually text us at 96160312.
Our admin will assist you.
Yes. Show a previous slide on the question 31 or not.
31.
Okay.
Which
Just for
one?
you.
A,
Okay.
B, or C?
You want A, B, or C? Okay. Okay, question 31. So this one, okay. So this is okay for those who missed out. Please take photo. Take.
Yeah, take a picture. Yeah, 31A.
Okay, this is the answer for 31A.
Yeah, move on
Okay,
to B.
I count to 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's move on to B.
Okay, B. Okay, so this, we'll take a photo and then move on to C.
3, 2, 1. Okay, let's move on to C. By right, we never go back on, you know. But for you, for those who request, we will do it for you. Okay, so this is the answer for part C. Please take photo.
Okay, thank you everybody for your time as well.
Okay, thank you everybody. Okay, thank you so much for your precious 1 hour. Okay, yes. Thank you for all the heart shape. Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, 37B last one. 37B last one.
37B.
See, there is a red line.
Okay, 37B.
7B. Okay, this is 37B. Last call. 31C, there is a red line. I think that's the answer. 31C.
Oh, sorry. The
The
misconception.
common misconception. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Juliana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. I hope this webinar has actually benefited all of you.
Yes.
So it's my pleasure and also Teacher Shirley's pleasure. Okay, that we can actually conduct this webinar. It's very nerve-wracking to conduct webinar, you know, because it's my second time. But Teacher Shirley has more, I think, more experience in terms of conducting webinar. Okay, so I think that's about all. Okay, now. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Okay, have a great evening. See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.